Once we were told what the season was going to look like, we decided to look at a more modern interpretation of the visual world of 12th Night. We always kind of knew we wanted to reference a time or create a world where beauty and fashion cuts across all genders. We also wanted to explore androgyny, and that's what drew me to the many subcultures of the 1970s. I was also inspired by modern couture fashion, where many editorial looks have been heavily influenced by the trends of the 70s. We've also been experiencing a resurgence of that period of fashion for a few years now. So I believe that merging that with the present day couture fashion really lends itself in a conversation about gender and androgyny. Both the 70s and present day have also been amazing times for breaking down the traditional masculine and feminine in fashion, expression, and identity. The goal for me was to translate the characters' histories, really their insides and their actions to their costumes. How the concept sort of tied into their identities came afterwards. When it came to research, I was never wanting. It was more acceptable and even desired to be unique that I never ran out of inspiration. Outfits were meticulously crafted to perfection, and that's how we saw the characters in this world. Clothing plays an important role in 12th Night and often in our own love games. We envision the costumes to be just as calculated as the moves the wearers make. Androgynous fashion is very exciting to me, not only in this show, but also in my personal wardrobe. I also love little bits and bobs and lots of little details where you would see like in Orsino and Valentine and Curio. It was also very liberating to fully design the costumes for 12th Night without the necessity of having them conform to specific gender norms. Such as like when Viola is disguised as Cesario, she can still be extremely feminine in a time where she could also dress completely traditionally masculine in a very boxy suit. Because the majority of the costumes for the online production are coming from the actors, the goal of each costume is to evoke the essence of the character rather than try to replicate what I had rendered, especially since the theoretical design is heavily influenced by a period and uses very specific patterns and textures throughout the entire cast costumes. There are elements I've been trying to carry over from the theoretical design, not for the sake of keeping it, but because it still supports the text and works very well in our now even more modern production.